Hello, and welcome back to We Are Not Wizards. Somebody dropped out suddenly. Greg, what's going on? You just dropped out on us like that. God, I didn't even notice. Yeah, I brought it back up, and I was like, "Whoa, there's only 3 people here. What's going on?" Last time we left off, we just talk about just this bitch right for a second. Like, God, what an asshole, right? I mean, such a whiny, and then he came in. You know what? I'm not going to talk about how he came in because, to be honest with you guys, I was a little bit disappointed with the way that I kind of introed that and kind of brought it up. So it's no problem for you guys. I'd like a redo. Is that all right with you guys?
As long as you don't change nothing.
Okay, I won't change anything. I won't change a single thing.
As long as you admit that he's a werewolf.
Elder Miss Valen Thorngrave walks into the grove, and everybody is screaming. He grabs a beer stein off somebody's hand, chugs part of it, and then pours the rest on his head. Everybody is screaming. He is kicking down these large guardrails that are coming out. He's running down. He's screaming in people's faces. He's like, are you ready for the mist? As he turns, looks around, and sees all these furbolgs cheering for him. Elder Mist! Elder Mist! He is, and then all of a sudden, he's using some type of magic, maybe some type of fireworks in the background. Boom, 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 fire. Flames coming up behind him, screaming, everyone. A wild presentation, and then he looks at you guys in the distance. Virkin, middle finger. Silvaris, eyes straight. Kalen doesn't have that much doesn't have that much animosity to him. Only met him once. He was kind of crying. He's all right. Not a bad guy. But he's like, oh shit. Now that music is still playing in the background. Just wild raging music. Everyone's excited for him to be here. But in the same moment that he sees you, recognizes you, kind of see his face go, oh shit. He gets right back into the same mood. Give me whoever wants to, give me a perception check. DC 15. Guidance? All right. On who?
Whoever's doing it.
All right. Silvaris?
I mean, I'll roll it, but I don't have good perception.
I don't think anybody is.
I have a sticky note right here that just says guidance, so I don't forget to say it.
He has a little sticky note that's like, fucking say guidance.
Well, not good.
Ooh.
What are we looking at? Ooh, I see your room. What are we looking at?
7.
16.
Delaney with a 16. Silvaris, Elder Mist looks the same as always, maybe a little bit more energetic, but Delaney, you see a confidence you've never seen in Elder Mist before. This usually incredibly like self-conscious, tree-hugging kind of guy has turned into the most confident human being. I mean, everybody cheering his name. He is definitely, when it comes to this place here, he is a celebrity. Maybe not outside of the Living Grove, but here he is for sure a celebrity. In fact, you guys notice a few people in the front row. One, the friend of Lydia that you guys met, Meridia. Their names rhyme, whatever. I was on the spot. Kind of just looking out. She's just like, oh my gosh, woo, so excited, very much celebrity. And then Virkin's lover, Rebecca, just full on, top goes off, flash, it's nuts. But as the music kind of dies down, he kind of goes into the main walk area that you guys were in before. In that moment, you have a silence go over as everybody's inside. That rager continues on. The music you can kind of hear slightly in the background. The speaker of the elders, you guys remember him as Gregory. looks at you. Now he's in this form right here with the white beard and the horns. His fur bulk self goes, "Should I confront him now? Or do you have any other suggestions?"
I think I'm looking to Savaris for this.
I mean, it's a party. Everybody's having a good time. If you get him alone, maybe, but don't ruin everybody else's good time.
So, Varus, I would like to make known, first off, a very humble way of thinking about it, but he essentially took you from your birthright. Are you sure you don't want to take initiative at this moment? I mean, he's here, he's in front. We could do a council of the many right here and now to decide his guiltiness.
No, I think it's. I mean, I've made it as far as I have without his guidance, without him teaching me what I'm supposed to be. So we'll give him his moment, but like I said, it's not for him; it's for everybody else. It's that we'll just wait.
Fair enough.
You're so much better than me, Sylvaris.
The elders go, "I will give you your time to roam and do as you wish. I am going to go back and enjoy the party myself, if you don't mind." He gets up, of course, naked, other than like a slight loincloth, and he puts on a white gown, and you notice he puts over his face a disguised self, immediately turns back into that wild old man, Greg. "Oh, well, gotta go do something, stop!" Immediately comes out, and you see him like grab onto a tree and kind of hump the tree a little bit. He jumps down, grabs a beer, drinks it, and it's like there's definitely a huge juxtaposition between who he is as an elder and this wild man that everyone knows as Gregory. But you all are in the hot tub. The other elders stand up with their white robes, and they walk away and spread out. They don't speak because elders don't speak. They have no names either.
So, what would you have done then, Virkin, if...
You know what? That's a good question, and I'm very glad you asked that. I would have drawn and quartered him up in the streets in front of everyone and make them bow and scream my name like they screamed his.
That sounds a little bit...
Jesus Christ. Virkin guy, just big dick energy everywhere.
And then I would have told everyone that he was a freaking werewolf.
And if he's not?
Well, he is, so...
Okay. What about you, Kelvin? You seem to be the smartest one out of all of us.
Wait.
Well, we can't all be the muscle American, so it's okay. I don't know. I think the issue with someone as clever as he is that we're giving him time to think about how to react now. We had him off guard a moment ago, and now he's going to probably come up with a ploy, so we need to be on the lookout for that. I'm sure he doesn't want us around here right now.
Right. I mean, we're also giving him time to worry.
Yeah.
I like that. It's part of the torture. I enjoy that, Sylvaris. We just keep watching him and keep doing the...
Let's just keep popping up wherever he's at.
Randomly.
You guys are just using like what is the spell? Just turn invisible, and the moment he looks at you, just reappear. Just we're here. He turns around there again. Just jump out. You're like, oh fuck! Every second. I'd love to do that. But yeah, you guys are at a point in this part of the adventure where the choice is yours. Sylvaris, you know that there is a man here who has betrayed everything about his people and is now lying to them. you are alive, and at the same time, you may not even be that child that they talk about. You don't really know. You know from your past that you were led into the woods by yourself and you found your way out. You were guided out by whatever is following you around now, your friend Luna. But also at the same breath, you guys have accomplished your mission. You can head out and go collect your money and kind of roll in the Benjamins if you so choose. Or at the end of the day, if you are feeling a little bit lucky, you could go and fight somebody who you might have a little bit of a animosity towards. But the world is yours. Feel free to kind of make your choices. I think you guys know the world well enough now that you can kind of choose where you want to go. So I leave you all up to discuss that. What do you want to do?
We're definitely not done here, I don't think.
Oh, trust me, I'm not leaving until that man is humiliated.
Fair enough. All right, well, how would you do, Virkin, how would you want to do that if you want to humiliate him for the sake of Silvaris? Or maybe not for the sake, maybe you just hate him that much.
I'm going to let Silvaris take the lead on it, since obviously we would do two different things. But until then, I guess I'll party. Until Silvaris gives me the signal. What is the signal? What should we do?
I don't know yet. I have to work.
We still have to humiliate him in front of those girls too, though.
Oh, the ones that flashed him, Rebecca.
Obviously.
I just realized Delaney's name. The lover of curves.
You're right. They did turn on us very quickly for him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, Silvaris, this is more up to you. I mean, how are you feeling about this? To be honest with you, I don't really know the guy. So,
The little bit that
taking your lead here.
I mean, you saw what he did to us in the town, though. How he tried to get the town to turn on us.
Yeah, I mean, I probably didn't help there either, but yeah, it was mostly him.
But so, I mean, maybe he knew who I was then and was just trying to get people to hate me.
I have to imagine he's known who you are this whole time, I would think.
Wait! Yeah, he should have! You had the same name!
Maybe. I mean,
Should we confront him and take all his money?
I mean, that could be part of it.
Either way, we get a payday.
You also could explore the rest of the town, kind of gain some information about him.
Yeah, when we finish up with that, I do want to go check out that library that they mentioned was here.
Yeah, sure. So you're talking about the library that's underneath all the trees, correct?
Yeah.
That's the Veil Root Hollow. And that's gonna
Okay.
So if you were to go there, you're gonna definitely like lots of
Yeah, pick up
tapestries,
some
stone
book-married
tablets.
girls.
Well, I feel like the Veil Root Hollow's got a little bit more than a place to just bring hot girls to, but if that's what you want to do, fair enough.
Exactly. But Silvaris, so I mean, do you want to just enjoy the night? Do you want to confront him tomorrow? What do you want to do?
So, I mean, let's take our day today and just, you want to go to the library, Virkin, he still has plans, I'm sure, to do other
Well, it
things.
sounds like there's a bit of a moment. Maybe you guys will split up, kind of gain information and have little moments if that's what you want to do. I'm not pushing for a split up by any means because I feel like if I'm pushing for it, you guys are going to be like, oh, he's trying to play with us. Or I'm not at all. I genuinely like, hey, if you guys want to go into different directions, that's okay as well. But explore. I could tell you the different areas if you'd like to know what's explorable or whatever you want to do.
I definitely want to follow Thorngrave around, kind of out of sight, but just so he notices that I'm always watching him.
Okay. Virkin following Thorngrave. Kaylin, where are we going?
I'm gonna go to the library, I think. I'll tell
Okay.
Birkin. I don't know if I helped you too much with those with Rebecca, so I'm gonna go check the library out and I'll catch up with you.
Hey man, if it's a sausage fest, you just come back here, okay?
All right, just dap him up.
Zavaris,
I'm gonna
Terribly.
win. Does Virkin, does he know what that means?
Sausage Fest.
I
I think you're gonna have to ask Virkin.
He's young.
Yeah, no, I have no idea if he knows what that means, but he'll look it up in the library.
I'm just agreeing. I see a high five and I take it. That's the kind of way I look at life.
Never turn down a high
I notoriously never turn down a high five.
I love the idea that like you guys think this ancient rooted library also has like a book full of nomenclature and like what's that website where it's
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary
Yeah.
where it's like Sausage Fest. Oh shit, that's not what I thought at all.
I'm gonna find it.
Beautiful books, ancient tomes also.
Nat 20
There's
on this
also-
investigation roll, Chad. I'm finding that book.
All right, if you
You know
get
what, or
an to
you
me
need
right now, I'll make
or
the
you
book
need to
a
create-
reality.
You need to write it.
Ooh, Kaylin,
Let me,
the author.
Investigation check right now.
All right.
It wasn't bad though. It wasn't a nat 20. 18.
Nat 20.
Wasn't
18.
there.
I'll kind of make note of that. Silvaris, where do you want to head before we kind of head? I can give you more information on places if you want, or if you want to go other. I can tell you whatever you want.
Yeah. What else was there to do?
Sure. So, the Lunar Circle, which is where you guys were before, a lot of religious things you could pray to. You could pray to Luna, kind of enjoy everybody having their party. You could also go to where you guys are now. It's the Singing Glade. Oh, sorry, no, you guys are at the Whispering Falls. So the Singing Glade is essentially it's a very, very religious place. It's the place where they say Luna last walked before vanishing from the world. Lots of lilies there, known as lunar lilies. They bloom in a huge abundance there. The Veil Root Hollow is an ancient library. Lots of woven tapestries, carved stone tablets, a bunch of scrolls there. They say the deeper you go, the older and the stranger the texts become. But at a certain point, if you get like they say that there are languages lost to time, as well as some scholars say that the deeper you go, there start to become like ancient guards that are guarding some of the books. So the deeper you go, the more dangerous it is. You're right. The Whispering Falls is kind of a healing place. It's a great place to congregate and talk to people if they're there. Then there's also the Silver Woven Market. There's probably not a lot of people there because everyone's partying, but you know, it's a market, so there's going to be like some trade hubs. You're going to see like charms, spellcasting tools, runed pelts and cloaks, stuff like that, as well. Like many of the elders will bless items there, which are then sold for hire, something like that. And then last but not least, you're going to see, you guys already went over the Gloamthorn Bridge. It's just like a place where the Living Grove kind of has made bridges for people to kind of walk across. That's one thing that's, and then the Heartwood Hearth, which is a giant hollow tree. People will tell stories there. It's kind of like where you are at, but it's quieter. It's a lot of plays. It's a gathering hall for communal feasts, but more so like there's like plays that are there. So if you go there, you're probably going to see a play, or there's people going to be telling stories, bards talking about information.
I think first I'd want to go to the more spiritual place with all the flowers and everything.
Yeah, sure, definitely go there. The singing. You're talking about the Singing Glade, the spiritual heart of the grove. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so everybody, go ahead. Roll me. Let's roll initiative real quick.
$17.
17. All right.
4.
Right. So, Virkin, we get to go with you. So you go back to the big gathering hall where everyone is drinking and just being all types of Riley and wild. So As you kind of go in, immediately you clock a very familiar face. Right there is, your, I guess, arch enemy at the point, which is so weird that this is your arch enemy right now. Elder Mist Fallon Thorngrave. Elder Mist is kind of drinking, partying up immediately, kind of he is completely different from the way that you've seen him before. Just absolutely intense beyond belief, drinking, partying. Everybody wants to talk to him. He's hard to get to, but he's easy to see because everyone's gathered around him. There's definitely some people that are less interested, but not because they hate him or anything like that. He's definitely the life of the party at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm seen by him and maybe overhear some outward conversations to see if they mention anything about him specifically.
Give me a investigation check. What are you specifically looking for to hearing through the crowds?
Maybe stories of him that maybe he's told while traveling and coming back that doesn't really add up, or anything specifically during the time that we know that Savaris was out.
Fair enough. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. I know that's not where you're tied, but it's not going to be a huge DC, so...
Cool. No way I can persuade you to do maybe perception.
Tell you what, I'll do a perception, but I will say that I'll just tell you the stories, and you have to decide if they're true or not. But with the investigation, I'll tell you if they're true. Up to you.
Okay, I'll do investigation. I'll take the minus on it. 13.
13, that's not bad. So immediately you hear a lot of stories that everyone's telling. It's like, oh, I heard that on the way between cities within the main continent, he had to battle many pit vipers, these large snakes that he took down single-handedly with his staff. You're also going to hear several stories about women that he has bedded. Beautiful women. Apparently he has bedded at least one woman within all the major cities of Nithra. And not Nithra, Vornis. He's bedded a woman within every city of Vornis, and apparently they have relationships and they all know about each other, and yet he still has these really deep relationships because he travels between all the 4 cities of Vornis. On top of that, apparently he has this trusty sidekick that doesn't come within the Zentharia wilds because he saved it from the woods, so he only walks with him. It's this cute little dog, a puppy that he walks, that he is perfectly trained. You know all of this to be a goddamn lie. Vornis is little more than a messenger. He walks between every city. He tells them what's happening in the last city, then goes on, tells them what's happening in the last. He's like a barker, or that's what it's called, like a street barker, right? They yell and talk about what happened, or like a crier. Yeah, crier is probably a better word for it. Saying in this city, this is happening. He's also helps with trade, because while most people don't trade within this city, Vornis will trade food between all the 4 major cities within Vornis. The cities might be towns, because all of them are kind of just small towns within Vornis. That's all he does, really, is communication between the 4 cities. You may, on an investigation check, if I assume that you're kind of asking questions, you find that a big thing that you are hearing from people is that his great mission was to unite the 4 villages. And he kind of talks like how he saves these villages so that they don't go under turmoil. But the reality is he's more so just keeping communication between them because Zentharia is dangerous. If you have any specific questions, I'm definitely up to answer that. But that's all you get on just a general investigation. If you want anything more specific, you'll have to ask directly.
No, I wanted to start some false rumors.
Ooh, okay. Give me a... Now, false rumors or true rumors. Stuff that you obviously know are true and you're just kind of picking, or just like bullshit?
Kind of both.
Okay. Tell you what, give me both a deception and persuasion roll.
Okay. Deception?
Actually, they have. Go
I
ahead.
got a nat 20.
Nat 20, that's on deception. All right.
Persuasion.
And your persuasion?
12.
12. All right. So,
So I wanted to sort of lie the deception about how I met some of the women he is rumored to be sleeping with, and he really couldn't get it up, and he cried after.
uh,
That might be true, honestly.
And he left without saying anything.
Stole money from him.
And stole money from them while at it too.
I mean, you got a nat 20. Roll with it.
And then after he couldn't
Now,
get it
did
up,
he
tried
stole
going
money
after their
from him, or
mother.
they stole money from him?
Huh?
Stole money from him, or he stole money from them?
Let's go with both.
Okay,
He
stole money
money
both
from-
ways.
He stole money from them, but he was too stupid and dumb where they stole it back.
Okay. There, and you said you were adding one more thing. What was that?
Yeah, after he couldn't get with the women, he went after their mothers too, and happened to them as well.
Oh my god.
Sorry, excuse for a man.
To their moms.
Give them all dirt, so-
Only half a chub.
I've heard micropene.
Micropene. Got it. It wasn't that it was half a chub. It was just all that he had.
Both he had.
All right. Now on the persuasion, it was a 13, right?
12.
Okay.
And I was sort of going with, the baby aspect, leaning into, oh, he cried after and during sex, but then honestly, you could see him throughout the streets just crying and crying and crying. And just how he's a sobby crybaby, and he has no real power and leadership throughout the world. That was the persuasion aspect of it. And maybe that he's a werewolf.
Maybe.
All right.
That's just the truth now.
If I believe it as true.
If you believe it, then it may be. All right. So, on the deception, immediately everybody, because it's a nat 20, everyone goes, shit, fuck, okay, and everybody starts whispering it. People start whispering it around him because it becomes one of those rumors that just floods, and everybody gets so into it. I mean, it's pretty heinous. Women, every time he slept with women in all 4 villages, he cried immediately after. Couldn't get them to finish at all. Like, he was just out here just like, yeah, I'm you about to get this dick, and then unfortunately nothing. Like, that didn't happen whatsoever. Doesn't know where the clit is. He massages just like the left labia only, and then he expects something to happen. Nothing happens. Almost. You would say he pre-ejaculates with every single woman, but that just seems to be his general time. So can you really call it pre-ejaculation if it happens every single time? So that's what like the general consistency of everybody's like, holy shit, this guy sucks. And then you go into the money stuff, and that becomes even more heinous. Like the fact that he stole money from people, and then because, it kind of goes into like money was stolen from him because they were like, man, I got to get something out of this situation. This guy fucking sucks. Took money from him, and then he stole money from other people because he had a good reputation. People were like, oh, well, I mean, I bet that he's got that big, and then unfortunately nothing. So immediately, they stole money back from him. He stole money from them. It seems like he's genuinely just like this despicable human being from what your rumor has said. Now, on the persuasion, you're a little bit more earnest. You're a little bit more forthcoming. And it becomes the point where it's like, all right, I see your genuine trying to tell me something, but I think that because you're so genuine, it almost comes off as false. The other thing was juicy. People were like, oh yeah, this is crazy to know stuff about him. Now it becomes like crybaby. Well, he cried. I guess I could believe that. But when it comes to the power and no leadership, everyone's like, come on, don't be a fucking idiot. He is a traveler. He's the last living traveler. There's no other traveler has ever been born. There's only been one traveler within the last 150 years. And before then, there was only one more traveler. That traveler's dead. He's gone. So he's the last. So no one believes that, truthfully. But the werewolf thing, people, he is surprisingly more hairy than every other furball we know. Nobody believes it, but they wouldn't, like, if it happened, they'd be like, I called it. Like, they would say something. So you definitely see some discontent over his name. Originally, he was on a pedestal, and you have brought him down on kind of just like a little bit more of an everyman. That, let me just go ahead, keep that in your memory, because that was a great fucking move.
That's going to help us in court.
Maybe. All right, so I've got sticky notes right here for all that. All right, so anything you want to do before we kind of move on? I know that there's lots of people here. You definitely are going to see, like, Rebecca's still here. The lovely ladies, Lydia, as well as Meridia are here, so you can talk to that. But, Rebecca might still be into you, but she did recently flash someone, so.
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to do is just go up to Rebecca and say, if you're looking for a man who can keep it up throughout the night, you come find me. And then I'm going to leave.
She goes, and then you immediately leave. You were, like, behind her and almost whispered it, and she's like, the thought of him having, like, a micro-peen has immediately turned her off from him, and she's like, oh my gosh, I want that real steel, and just immediately is like, I want Birkin. That's just a thought in Rebecca's mind as you kind of walk off. Next in line for that is Kaylin. I'm going to turn it to a little bit more... Nah, we'll just kind of go no music for right now.
On combat.
No, not combat. No combat at the moment. Let's get a kind of more moody music, but I don't have it at the moment. Could go with this, but I just feel like it's not the right mood to go into a library. But yeah, so you find yourself in this large library as Delaney is using some. I wish I could. Yeah, she's using magic. I wish I could remember all the spells in D&D. I don't know shit. Lady's out. She's gone for the day, guys.
Laying that real skill down.
Kaylin, we find you in this beautiful library. For a lack of way of describing it, I mean, it's very much a Beauty and the Beast type library where, like, he's like, oh, I could show you so many books towering among you. The difference is that all the bookshelves seem to be built in on like the trunk of the tree. It kind of built in shelves into that. You'll see some desks around that people are reading, lit by these magical runes. So there's a lot going on in here, in the sense of, like, there's lots of cool shit to find.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of people here. You'll notice maybe 1, 2, maybe people who are a little bit not for the hubbubaloo of the lunar celebration, and more so just want to have a quiet book, worship by themselves, or maybe just aren't really into the Luna in general, just kind of here to read and explore, research. So what was your investigation check that you had earlier?
I had an 18.
An 18 is really just going to give you any type of book that you want to find here.
I want to find a book on the shepherd that we're trying to chase down.
The shepherd, okay. Well, wait, hold on. The shepherd you're trying to track now. Remind me.
The guy with that kicked her ass.
Oh, okay. Definitely not a shepherd. He's more of
Poacher.
like a
A poacher. Sorry, that's the word that man. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah,
The poacher.
definitely. Yeah. So let me remind everyone the poacher. Get his weird ass fucking look. Uh, yeah. So you find a book. And it is a mix of like old stories that seem a little bit. It kind of it's brown leather, old. You notice that it's strapped with like a belt buckle that you have to undo. It's
Sure.
incredibly old leather journal. In this book, it's a mix of like old wise tales about him, some poetry and limericks that are like scary stories, and then there's some combination of historical records trying to find information of him. The historical records are vague, and some of them contradict each other. Um, to kind of give you a little bit of information, if you're looking for specific stuff about him, ask 100%. But one thing that you'll notice is that he doesn't have a name. He has always been. He has these like nicknames, like the poacher, the faceless terror of the wilds, the the scar on the forest. He has all these terrible nicknames, and there's like these old poets that seem like like ghost stories to tell kids at night. Like, oh, if you're not good, the poacher's gonna come and he might
Sure.
take your favorite toy. You know how he loves to hunt. Historically, there is nothing specific about him and like his heritage.
Okay.
A lot of the information is recent, so it's not and recent in the last like 100 200 years. He seems very old. He could be older. We're not sure. Is there any specific things that you want to know about him?
Yeah, I want to know kind of where he's been traveling around, if it's all pretty local, and then I want to know if there's like anything listed like on weaknesses or anyone that's harmed him.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of direct interaction. It seems like these like people who are studying him are more so they had like a chance encounter kind of like you guys, and then luckily they survived. It seems like a lot of people who are around him don't live very long. He kills a lot of people. Weakness wise, it seems that he doesn't like long drawn out fights. He's not someone that wants to be involved very. He likes quick kills, in out. He's all over Zentharia. So he's always in the forest. He's always within the wilds. He's never been seen inside of a city ever. No one has ever seen him inside of a city. And another thing is, no one thinks he's human. They don't think like he's like an elf, or not human, but just like mortal. It's not like it's not like oh, there's an elvish guy under this mask. And he's no, it's like this guy wherever he goes within the wild, songs of the trees become scary, and dark. Weakness wise, more than that. I will say this: he does have an absolute immunity to being poisoned. Is there any like direct like resistance? No. Like he has nothing like that would be that you would see him as like a weakness. But yeah, he does not like long drawn out fights. That's the biggest thing that you seem to know. And historically, he's known to like taking prey and taking pieces and parts of them away. Not necessarily like the entire body, like you saw before. He cut the arm off the shade bear and went away.
Yeah.
He seems to be much more keen and on taking parts rather than the entirety of it.
Okay.
Give me one last investigation check. DC 15.
Natural 20 for 25.
Jesus Christ. Okay. A natural 20, and I got to give you more on this. You notice a little bit, there seems to be a notes in the margin.
Okay.
In the margin, they say that nobody has ever killed him. No one has even come close to like beating him in combat. He doesn't seem like he's like some kind of like zombie or anything like that. He's never been beaten in combat before. But there is in the margins, there seems to be like, hold on a second, let me bring this up. There seems to be like a strategy kind of way saying like you notice it's in scribbles, and the thing that you make out the most is Oath of the Wild Hunt, this ritual that you can't seem to like put two and two together what it is because it doesn't go into like a lot of detail, but the Oath of the Wild Hunt seems to be something that could take him down if you were to do it.
Okay. I'll transcribe that like in my little journal or spell it in my journal.
I'm going to add a little bit extra since you had such a nat 20.
Okay.
If you look for the book, look for some tomes on the Wild Hunt, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
if you decide you want to, or if it's like, might want to hold this until we need it.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go? I need to know now.
Yeah, I'll go look. There's 2 books I'm looking for now. I'm looking for that, and then I need some romantasy poetry. Also.
Okay. So add in your inventory a ancient tome of the Wild Hunt.
Okay.
It's you can give it a formal name if you want, but it's an ancient tome. It goes the ritual ground for the Oath of the Wild Hunt is the name of the book. And then you also get a small, like little, I would say it's probably the size of like a small journal. This little journal is love notes and limericks for the sweetest of all the ladies, is what it says.
Perfect.
All right. So read it at your own whenever you want. If you want to read any of those now, feel free. If you don't, I'm going to move on to Savaris. Up to you.
Yeah, I'd rather read them now, but I'm good moving on to Sylvaris. I imagine I just read through them.
Okay. So I'll allow you to read one of them.
Okay.
So your choice. Which one do you want to read?
I mean,
Pick up lines.
I probably want to figure out more on the Wild Hunt right now first, and then I'm gonna peruse the pickup lines later.
All right. The Wild Hunt is one thing you will note about this book. It looks like pages have been ripped out.
Okay.
And then people have almost put other pages back in to replace the information. It looks like this book has been like, what's it called? Has been messed with, doctored. It seems to be something that people don't want you to read, but it's the librarian's like, hey, don't fuck with that book. That's important. You can't. But people are. It seems it's been messed with multiple times and repaired. Pages have been replaced. The cover is like it's been rebound several times. You could tell because it's like almost coming off. And the Oath of the Wild Hunt is a ritual that is known to be essentially the Wild Hunt is like the negative side of the forests. The forests give life to all in it. There is this positivity. There is this life bringing. But on the other side of that, the forest is brutal. I mean, at night, the trees sing this kind of death hymn that makes people go crazy. There are brutal creatures. Zentharia Wild is rough. And this seems to be the embodiment of that. And that if you call upon the oath of the Wild Hunt and sacrifice something, you are given the ability to control, maybe not permanently, but control the intense, wild, the negative, like intensity and wilds of the forest. You get such a. I will also say that it seems that the Wild Hunt is what makes people angry about it. The last page, the Wild Hunt is attributed to the death of Luna, the goddess of the moon.
Right.
That people think that Luna may have done this to seek revenge, to hurt someone, who knows. But that's why it's in Hush Hush. And the place where you do go, that's completely gone. You can't find where you do this ritual. It talks about like this clearing of some sort that if you go there, you will, to perform the ritual, you have to go to this clearing, and it's not there. There's no information on how to get there. But now we move on to Sylvaris. I'm going to go... Sylvaris, I'm going to go back to kind of like that cavern. There, and here's the thing though, the moon was up here.
Is it just me? Is he cutting in and out?
Oh, can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, let me fix that. So it seems that the moon is not really there. It is some kind of image that they've put into the sky. It's fake. But what you do see is in the lilies, it's almost like they have soaked up the moon's natural energy. Because you could tell, because you have kind of this connection to the moon and your own magic. It's soaked up the original moon's light, and now it radiates that kind of flow.
Okay. Is there a lot of other people here?
Furbolg hippies playing guitars. Some young couples kind of picking the lilies and giving them to each other. You see some people kind of leaning against like a what's it called? Like a gazebo, kissing in the background, but very few people here. Young couples, maybe some people playing some guitars, but it is very, very secluded. Like if you walk slightly away, you would be alone. No one would be able to tell where you are.
Well, I'm mostly just walking, not talking to the L, the little sphere, just trying to pray, I guess.
Okay.
Just walking Luna, I've never really done this before, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to do this right, or if you can even hear me. But I'm not. Apparently, I'm supposed to be something that I've never learned or been shown how to be, and I'm not sure if I should confront the person that's supposed to have taught me, or tried to basically left me to die. But if there's any way you can guide me in the right direction, so I make the right choices. I have friends that are willing to help me in any way they can. Again, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've never done this before, so I'm not even sure if you can answer. And then I'm just going to kind of like look up at the fake moon, look at the flowers, and just kind of stand there for a second like I'm just listening.
Okay. We're going to do two things. One, a religion check. But before we do that, I want you to roll a D. Do you happen to have a D100?
Yeah, it's built into the game.
Okay, I want you to build a D100, but you mentioned guide, so I'm going to give you advantage with it. If you hit anywhere between 90 to 100, I'm going to give you a religious experience.
69 and 15.
I think that's better than 100, though.
Almost better.
Come on, give him a religious experience for 69.
Unfortunately, I feel like there is some sacrilegious if I give him some kind of religious on the number 69. No, nothing happens. You don't feel like it's like your goddess is there with you. You don't feel that. There's no kind of like divine energy coming. But give me a religion check now.
Okay.
I know that I don't think your character has like a huge religion check, so feel free to.
10. Yeah, no,
10.
just a +1.
I think 10's actually perfect for this. You L is a guide in many ways, guides you, has kind of bounces thoughts off you, but she's a guide in the sense of like, hey, if you need something, I'm here to bounce thoughts off of. She's not someone that offers you a lot of like insight on like what your actions are, who that is. She has like this very young, inexperienced energy coming off of her. You hear a voice similar to Elle's, but in the same breath, it is more mature, more dignified. It's like you're not even sure if you hear it as a wind passes and the lilies kind of, and a whisper hits your ear that says, guide them. And that's all you hear.
Okay.
So, Varus, something else kind of takes hold. A new strength that you feel when you hear guide them. A sense of purpose wells up in you. A sense of power that is almost taking shape. You've been a sorcerer for a long time. Magic takes shapes that no one can predict. And as this kind of power overwhelms you and this slight whisper hits you that says guide them, you feel your staff feel foreign and your hand sort of aches for something more powerful, something stronger to hold in your hand. You start to think, hold all these seconds. But you also feel mightier, as if the clothes you're wearing are light, that you could wear something stronger, that you could feel this power welling up. And as you do that, you notice your clothes, these kind of like religious garbs, start to change. They are made of grass and vines and roots. And you start to notice some of them change and become harder. And you notice your shoulders start to take the shape of like these large, like metallic, almost bug-like chrysalis over you. As you look down at your chest and you notice a piece of armor growing over you, and you now feel, for lack of better terms, you feel like the muscle of the group now, all of a sudden. As you've now taken on the multi-class of a paladin.
With that, I'm going to take the staff and I'm going to put it down with the flowers, as it is a symbol of Luna. And it was kind of like my thing to hold towards her. And I guess the sword that I have now, because she spoke to me when I used it before,
As you lay the staff down among the lilies, if I'm not mistaken, you have a weapon on you, correct? A sword.
The magic sword.
I'm going. I'm going to give you a choice here. Keep the sword or throw it away.
I won't throw it, but I'll put it, like, stick it into the ground so it stands next to the lilies.
As you lay it down, you feel your staff and the sword almost attract each other before walking away. And as they touch, the wood starts to grow onto the sword. Now, go ahead and change that +1 longsword. I want you to change the name of it. In fact, you know what? I'll do it. You don't have to do it. Give me a second. I mean, if you're gonna get something cool, like, you're not gonna just have to be like, oh, I guess I'll give it to myself. That's lame.
Can't do it.
Dude, this is so cool. And all I did was talk shit about somebody in bed.
Well, you didn't roll a 69 either, so.
True.
I had to give him it because that's 69. That was it.
And you don't make the rules.
Had to give me.
I don't make the rules.
I'm gonna try next time. Virkin hits on a Rebecca. Let's roll another D100. I feel like if we get a 69 again, you have to just let it
I have
happen.
to.
It has to happen.
Honestly, that should go for any of Virkin's flirtations.
Yeah.
100. If you don't land a 69, you're toast.
All right, one more thing. I'm gonna see if this can all happen while I say it to you. This blade is the lunar scalpel. A blade that shines with moonlight, with a handle that takes on the shape of the stem of a lily. Using this blade, you get a +1 to attack, as well as it can act as a I can't remember what it's called, but it can act as a magic focus.
Spellcasting focus?
Yes.
Nice.
Now, I'll give it a little something later as well, but this is your weapon. And I'll create like a fun picture for you as well later on if you want. But yeah, go ahead and that should be in there. It is the scalpel, whatever you want to call it. That's yours. You could change the name if you want later on, but it is your weapon of choice now.
Right. And for the armor, is there a certain kind of armor you want me to use?
No. More so for flavor. If you want armor, you're gonna have to buy it. But the more so like what it is, it's more so to show your image. So you're no longer just a sorcerer. You are a paladin. It will still be. It's still like you're wearing tree bark. People can cut through it. But if you want like armor, you will have to buy it. Hey, there is a place here that you could buy some of that shit if you want.
Yeah, if you had money.
If you had money. But on that, on that,
Yes.
I was gonna say after all that happened, I was gonna head back to the library to find Kaelin.
Okay. You head right straight to the library with Kaelin. Virkin. You've got a close eye on Elder Mist, right? Like you're like keeping like I'm gonna definitely alright. Elder Mist is talking shit. People start to tell him that there are these adventurers here, and he goes, "Oh, disgusting individuals. I've met them on the road. They take adventurers only to steal ancient artifacts. They were part of the killing of beautiful creatures." You could see him well up with tears as he says it. Crocodile tears, obviously. Fake shit to just kind of get a rise out of people. These, please don't trust them. They are nothing, and I mean nothing but trouble. In fact, I think that I should take my happy old self to the elders and discuss why they would let in such debaucherous people into our home. Some people are like, a little dick bitch, probably just mad that they were fucking your bitch or something like that. Some people are like, this guy's an asshole. I heard some shit about you. But then other people are like, yeah, fuck those guys coming into our home. This is ridiculous. Like, you should. And people are starting to get a little bit, not wild, but are on his side. But he's talking major shit. He's like saying that Furball calls himself Silvaris. How dare he, knowing that we lost a traveler named Silvaris, kind of, sowing some seeds of doubt. There's this one dude who's tall, who keeps calling himself Muscle, but I've never seen him even lift anything. Like, I think he's kind of weak. Fuck that guy. And then, obviously, there's this nerd that they hang around with these big, long ears, and all this, like, nepotism because his dad happens to be one of the greatest adventurers ever, and now his uncle is or not his dad, but like he has a long lost relative who happens to be the brother of his uncle, and now he's got like this long just nepotism at its finest, just major shit talking.
You know what? You want to solve this? Let's do it right here, right now.
And immediately people are stunned. Elder Mist goes, oh. He looks up at you. He's like, any combat with me and you would end in just an absolute, give me a perception check. He goes, would be an absolute ridiculous show of my strength against such a pitiful individual as you. One.
Not one.
Virkin, you're kind of scared. Elder Mist is looking kind of tough.
You know what? I'd rather it be a get together in wits rather than strength right now. Just because I don't feel like it.
Again, my intelligence shines in my embodiment. How dare you believe you could beat me in a show of wits? Give me another perception check.
We were 95% done, you bastard, and we solved the killing of animals. We just didn't tell you yet. And Silvaris and our names, keep our names out of your freaking dirty mouth, you werewolf. Micropene.
Immediately, people are like, people are into this. There's not like necessarily whispers between one way or the other. It just seems like everyone's like, "Oh shit, we're watching a fight right now." And he goes, "You know what is killing all the demigriffs, and you thought not to tell me or any of the villagers?"
We were on our way to do that until we almost died by the person, so we had to come for aid. And also, so Savaris could see his
That's
family.
not what you said. You said that you, correct me if I'm wrong, just said that you just didn't tell us.
We were going to. And look,
Going
this is me
to.
telling you now. We were actually going to fully eradicate the problem before telling you, but at least we know that he's not coming back. But we were fully
Right.
going to eradicate it so we could tell you that we are 150% done rather than just 95.
Everyone seems to be taking Elder Mist Valen Thorngrave's side. Now, give me a persuasion check here. If you beat what I just rolled, you might be able to sway. But people are like, why would they not go and tell them about demigriffs? They are our most prized creature. They are we have a demigriff on our flag. Like, it's on their nation's flag.
Oh shoot, I accidentally hit it twice.
That's okay. Just take the first roll.
Okay, 19.
19. Everyone, and I mean everyone here, starts to look at you with a lot of hate. And some of them start to yell and goes, "Hey, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck him. I swear to God. We need a council meeting. Yeah, I vie for a council. I vie for a blah, 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 blah." And then the music stops everywhere. All the music from, but not just the music from like the bards that are around here, the minstrels, but you hear outside the trees go quiet. For the first time, you don't hear any singing from the trees, but you do hear something else.
No.
Hum.
No.
Humming.
No.
Coming from the trees as the elders walk out.
I'm gonna die.
I'm reading dirty limericks right now.
This is my last. I'm going to decapitation, Jake. Oh.
Gregory comes out in his not Gregory though. The speaker of the elders appears and goes, "The trees are speaking. The people have spoken. A council must be had. All here in attendance, I ask you to go either to the to follow me, and our council may begin. You are everybody." As the speaker of the elders walks out, and the other elders follow behind him, every single person goes in tow. And they go in two directions. Some of the elders walk. There's like, other than the speaker, there are 4 elders. 2 elders walk in one direction. They seem to be heading towards the waterfalls that you were just at. That's the oh my gosh, the Whispering Falls. Some of them go there. The other half goes to goes to this hall where it seems there's loads and loads of seats. This is the hearth, the Heartwood Hearth. This is where plays are met. Which direction do you go? You could follow either 2 of the elders to the falls or to this gathering house.
I think I'm gonna go to the falls.
Falls. Okay. You head to the falls. Silvaris, Kalen. Both of you are at the are in the library, and you two notice the songs from the trees stop, and you hear the hum. Neither of you know what it is. I mean, you have no reference. I mean, you can give me a history check to if your characters might know. If you give me a DC 15 on history, your character would know what this is.
Sure. Natural 20, 25.
Jesus Christ. With these
Eat
nat
it.
20s.
Yeah.
Greg,
He's in
Kalen
the element
knows.
right now. He's in the library. It's where he belongs.
Yeah, this is known as the hum of the trees. It is only when there seems to be a very large discontent among the people. A fight happens, a robbery, something happens, and then the council of the people is known to happen. Council of the people is where the entire community gathers and judges the guiltiness on the crimes, and then the trees sing the punishment.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Virkin, Kalen, and Silvaris. Virkin, you go to the waters. Kalen, Silvaris, you are kind of ushered out by the other furbolgs that are there. Just, a couple of oh my gosh, the hum of the trees. We have to go, and they kind of got and push you out. Like the librarian, the people that work here are like, get the fuck out. We gotta go. Give me.
Do I keep the books then that I had?
Yeah, the books are yours.
Nice.
Nobody saw you kind of tuck them away. Not necessarily that you were stealing it, but there's just not very many people here, and it's a big library. And there's no cameras, so fucking robbery.
Borrowing.
A library card, my ass. Don't need shit. You give, I think, a luck check. I assume Silvaris and Kalen are going to head in the same direction. Give me, whoever wants to, give me a D20. If it's a positive, you go to the falls. If it's a negative, you go to the council.
You go for it. I've used up all my luck tonight. There's no way.
And it's just a D20. 50-50. Positive or negative.
Who's rolling it?
You are.
I was saying you go for it. I've used up all
Oh,
my
me?
luck.
You want me to? Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought, yeah.
On an odd, you guys go to the falls.
Nice. Actually, no. Not nice.
You see Virkin.
Hey guys.
Everybody. There was before you, there were these naturally made hot springs that they've hollowed out into the trees and kind of created these hot tubs, so to speak. But around them are naturally occurring falls that are falling off these trees. Magical streams that are, because where you are, it is essentially just a lot of water with people building bridges on these trees. People are now not walking on the pathways. They're standing in the water, walking amongst each other, talking, listening. You are all in the trees. You hear the speaker of the house with as the hum of the trees go away. Ladies and gentlemen, a great discontent has happened among the people. We have here one who has been a part of this. You don't see him, but you can hear his nasty feet kind of pulling off. You know when someone's got no shoes and you can hear their feet just stamping on hardwood floors or a wet floor. Because of just how gross he is, It's obviously Elder Mist Valen Thorngrave has entered. Here we have Elder Mist, highly regarded gentleman who is the last of the travelers. Please, Elder Mist, we have heard, but we would like you to use your voice to communicate through these trees. I will act as your voice for the moment. You start to hear the speaker talk, but it seems like he's repeating words from someone else, and his voice starts to morph as you hear Elder Miss Valen Thorngrave start to speak. I am upset at you, elders. We have always been a community who have respected what you have said, and I am obviously part of this community. But in my absence, it seems things have changed. Where we let in criminals, where we let in murderers, where we let in people who kill our forest with their negligence. The waters at your feet start to rush back and forth. It's like the tide of an ocean, but it's almost angry. You can feel the voice of the trees and the people kind of changing it. How dare you allow adventurers here who have failed this country so many times? Please, and not even respecting our customs, to be here to speak for themselves. I speak of the adventurers Virkin, Kalen, and Silvaris. So I ask you now, elders, this is all speaking with his voice, the speaker of the speaker of the elders going through. What are you thinking? You hear whispers. As the voice of the speaker of the elders, Gregory, goes, I must confer with the other elders. You hear light whispers. He walks towards and says, this is a celebration of Luna. We do not turn anyone away. We do not look at anyone with hate in our hearts today. You say that they have these crimes, but we have spoken to them as well, and they speak ill of you. Before I take mention of what they have said about you, would you like to explain yourself of Silvaris, the young Furbolg, who we have met? Before he speaks, you all have a choice here. You are all within the waters. You could stay here, or you could go to argue your point. It seems to be these waters are the people communicating. The trees, they listen. The waters are what is going... You being here is going to help. Just your natural thoughts is going to help with the verdict. However, being there in like the debate, so to speak, might sway other people to your favor. So either you use your natural magic ability or persuasion to the people to say this is bullshit, this isn't true, these are lies, or you go there and you debate with Elder Mist. you are late. He will be speaking while you're gone. So, do all of you stay here, or do you go to the council?
I mean, I wasn't so good at debating my point earlier. And Tavares, it might be more in the story might be more impacted since it happened to you.
I'm good to go.
All right.
And I can stay here and keep our thoughts in the water and going up to the elders if you want to argue your point, Sylvaris.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Virkin, Kalen, you stay in the waters. Sylvaris, you leave for the council. So we'll put Sylvaris, since you're kind of like essentially commuting to this place and walking there. Virkin, Kalen, you can feel the energy of everyone here. They're staring at you with this look of rage. Most people, let's be honest, don't give a shit about you. It is the waters that are manipulating them back and forth. If one person's very angry, that bleeds over into everyone else, and then their natural energy bleeds onto other people. You know the truth. You know who he is. The waters are not completely on his side yet. What do you do to turn the people to your side?
I think if they're already angry and hateful, I think it's easier to use that than try to change the emotion entirely. But I'm going to try to turn that anger towards Thorngrave. Or that anger towards the confusion of what was brought up about Thorngrave.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not really sure I believe him fully.
How do you do that?
Be like, hey, I didn't know any of this. I mean, this completely calls into question its character, if I say so.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. I find your explanation a bit wanting. Like, come on.
I wasn't ready.
Can I add what I'm thinking about too in the waters?
Yeah, tell you what, I'll say this. Give your now. What are you going to try to convince others, or trying to put your thoughts out into the world, into like?
I'm just gonna put my thoughts out there, and I'm gonna
Okay.
think about the elder directly telling us that Thorngrave is essentially a liar and took Sylvaris' spot.
Okay. Virkin, I want you to give me a persuasion roll with disadvantage. Kalen, I want you to give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, okay.
Not bad. I got a 14.
14, not
15?
horrible. 15. We'll go with Kalen first. You feel this energy, this rage within the waters. That everyone kind of stares at you and hates you. And you hear your own thoughts. Simple thought. Elder Mist is a liar. Elder Mist is a liar. The more complexities are kind of lost on who said who's a liar, but then other people start to actually think of what Virkin said. Apparently he's a thief. Apparently he is a debaucherous user of women's bodies, and on top of that, doesn't even get him to orgasm. I mean, come on. He could, ridiculous. Not only is he just stealing from people, he is genuinely a horrible person from the rumors that are said, but he doesn't even have the decency to be good in bed. Ridiculous. A liar, liar, liar. Elder Mist's character is in question. People love him here. You have not completely changed the waters, but there is doubt. The waters don't seem rageful. They seem almost vibrating. Like, do you know how like when rain hits water, you could see the droplets hit? It's almost like the water is shaking. That's almost what the water looks like here. Give me an insight check to see if you can kind of gauge what the masses are thinking at this point. Either or.
Ooh, nat 20, 22.
Gosh,
Jesus
another
God.
one.
Right. He has gone back to back. Are these dice loaded? What are you doing?
It must be.
Keep making him roll.
Yeah. He's in
Anxiety.
development, I'm telling you.
Just
Who's at
looking
the
at the
library?
water, you hear anxiety in everybody's. Just you feel it. At this
Sure.
moment, Silvaris, you walk into the council. There are few people here because they. I think that some people don't want to be manipulated by the waters. They just want to have their thoughts, maybe even to ask questions afterwards, rather than being manipulated by the magic of the trees. They are here to watch the debate. You walk in, everybody knows who you are now. You've kind of talked about your name. You are a furball that nobody knows, but now they do. You are Silvaris. Immediately, Elder Mist, speaking from himself, not through the voice, goes, "Oh, finally, at least someone is here to speak on it. Oh, you." There is a hush over the crowd as they wait for your words.
You don't sound as happy to see me. Do you have a reason for that?
To take the name of a lost traveler is despicable. Give me an insight check.
All right. Oh, I'm not good at any of this stuff.
I was gonna say you're a paladin. You might. You got some charisma there now.
That's insight's wisdom.
I know, but you might be able to throw some charisma checks in there if you convince some stuff.
19.
That's
19.
tough,
His words do not hold weight. He obviously is scared of you.
I may not remember much of what happened to me before, but I obviously remember what my name is. And the fact that you would claim that I stole a name that was given to me after it, the way you've lied to these people.
Give me a persuasion check. With advantage, because I will say you use lies and people are thinking Elder Mist is a liar.
All right. Persuasion?
Persuasion. DC 15. With advantage.
15.
15. On a 15, he goes, "Well, as the speaker goes, do you have proof that that the name that he bears is not his own?" Elder Mist takes a step back and he goes, "Well then, Silvaris," he gives you your name back in a sense. "I will hear what you have to say." You see a podium kind of grow from the trees. There's another podium rose here. The council takes seats behind, essentially translating what you two speak on. The podiums face each other. It is two very different opposing voices after each other. I hate to say this, but I think we all kind of see a bit of a red and blue here. Two people fighting on different sides, completely different. I don't know why I thought that, but I just think, opposing colors, different on the spectrum. You stare at each other. The speaker goes, "Silvaris, the floor is yours. Elder Mist has taken his time. You now speak to the people."
you questioned why me and my friends were here, why they would let us in, claiming that we are what we aren't, that we failed things that we were out of our control. Yet you stood by and watched things happen, supposedly as this traveler, this great being that's supposed to do things, and cried and wept, tried to turn other people against us. And all we're trying to do is be heroes, try to save people from things that are actually dangerous. People like you.
Give me a persuasion roll. DC
Oh, God.
+2 to this. 9. It's only a 9. You gotta beat that.
Oh, I accidentally rolled it with advantage again. The first number was a 6, though.
Okay. The waters stay. They still have the vibe of trepidation. You don't know this, but Virkin and Kalen, you see that the waters do not change at the words of Silvaris. However, though, Silvaris, I'm going to go ahead and give you some inspiration.
Okay.
I want you to take some, because I like the speech. I thought the speech was cool, and it sucks those dice didn't give it to me.
Jaw on the floor.
Elder Mist looks at you and goes, out of your control. Was it out of your control when you chose not to take the word that would help a community grieving and instead decide to come party here with us furbolgs? Was it out of your control to speak ill on my name? Because I've heard the rumors. I will say this. Mycopene, I do not.
So it's just going to kind of give a look of like, what are you talking about? Because I don't know any of this.
He rolls a natural 1. The fact that he said micropene, immediately people are like, oh, I remember that shit. He's got a micro dick. Totally forgot about that. The waters, you notice, Kalen, Virkin, the waters are definitely flowing back and forth. Before it was rage. You feel this calmness in the water now. It is... Give me an insight check.
Oh, so you rolled the same thing.
What'd you guys roll? 5?
We're too busy giggling, kicking our feet.
This could be calm waters. Could be good, could be bad. Anxiety among the people, who knows? But right now, you have no idea. Silvaris, you've given this point. He takes the debate. You guys have come back. It is now your move. What do you kind of say to push people towards you to kind of change the peoples?
Elder, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to put you down or push you down as less of a person. But I'm also not going to let you stand here and lie to these people and deceive the people that raised me to be who I am. I may not remember much, and if what I was told is true by the elders, you also left me to die. And I believe you should be held accountable for your actions.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Natural 20, 23.
Jesus Christ. All right. The waters grow from calm to rageful again. Virkin, Kalen, give me an insight check.
Doubled it.
10.
15.
Kalen, you have no idea what these waters think, but maybe if Virkin's nice, he'll tell you. These waters are rageful, but it seems to be at a completely different direction before. You've definitely... Sylvaris' words have pushed to a new direction, where people are now thinking Elder Mist may be the bad guy here.
Is there a way that I can lean into that and push it to maybe people think it more?
Yeah. So, I will give you an option here. In what way are you trying to push them? Are you trying to convince them? Are you trying to use like your own magic to kind of put this anger towards, or?
No,
Also,
I'm just trying to use the waters to just heighten the emotions they're already feeling.
okay. Give me an Arcana check. DC. I'm going to go another 15.
Silence.
I know. These are high rolls. You guys can really, like, manipulate people in these waters right now. So if you guys roll really, really high, you could even, like, manipulate people to, like, want to hurt other people. Like,
I can do the Arcana check too.
I'm going to say only Virkin because this was Delaney's thought.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. I want you guys to know, I don't look at the rolls. 0? Hold on.
I got a natural 1.
-1.
No. Oh, no.
I said it can't be that bad.
As you kind of push these thoughts
I thought I was a little
to essentially like intensify the emotions, you think hard, you think liar, you're trying to essentially push your emotions onto these people to intensify their rage towards Elder Mist. And then you get distracted and you just see a butterfly and go, oh my god, that's pretty. Everyone gets distracted for a second. You see the waters go calm and then almost immediately go rageful again because your energy was so powerful. Your ability was so powerful. You influenced everybody, but unfortunately you got distracted and what you influenced was just absent-mindedness. Everyone was like, huh? Forget what was going on all at once. And then we're like, oh, fuck, no, we got to focus. So Varus. Elder Mist speaks. He's going to try to convince them. What was your last roll?
My last roll?
Yeah, on persuasion.
Natural 20 for 23.
Natural 20, okay. He says, how dare you? I left you for dead. Sylvaris died in front of me, was taken by some creature that I couldn't even find. How dare you? I roll now. You start to notice emotion come into his voice as he starts to tear up. But it's not like the tears that you've seen before that were like ridiculous. We're crying over. He goes, we had a traveler once, other than myself. I was told he would bring peace to Zentharia. That he would be a guiding light for everyone, using Luna's light. And I watched him die. Sylvaris may be your name, but you're not him. And I wish you were. But unfortunately, he died. What is your modifier to charisma?
+3. It's the max that it can be.
He rolled a nat 20 as well. He has a +4. The waters turn calm. Kalen, you have a moment to manipulate the waters here. How do you do it? What do you kind of seed within? Do you talk to people? Do you manipulate the waters using Arcana? How do you do it if you were going to manipulate the waters? Or do you do something else completely different?
Yeah, so the waters are calm again, you said?
The waters are calm. They're not rageful. They are now at a place where it could go either way. You shot past like the rippling waters, that anxiety, and shot right to rageful. He rolled a nat 20 and it rolled right back to calm again. So Varus rolled a nat 20 as well. That's what made them rageful, but he got it back.
How are the people that are in the waters with us looking?
Everybody is with it. Like they are. It's not like they're like this not mindless creatures. The waters are like taking control of them. They are calm, listening, trying to find who to believe. It's almost like if this was a jury, the jury is still out. They have no idea who they're going to choose. There's not been any evidence. This has all been just grabbing at emotions, but there's no real evidence to help anybody out here. So therefore, there's.
I think I would. The thoughts I think I would kind of have, and maybe I would even try to like talk to the people instead of just think in the water. Is doesn't it seem pretty convenient that this guy who's like the man comes back and he's so defensive about this new guy that came here? I mean, if he has nothing to lose, why would he be so upset about this?
Are these the thoughts that you have, or are you directly speaking to people?
I'm meant directly to speak to the crowd of people that are in the water.
Okay. So you're just kind of like telling everybody rather than like trying to think of or go to any one specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. You talk to everyone. Give me a persuasion check.
I'm known for these.
Yeah.
You're known for everything tonight with all these nat 20s.
Not this time. 11.
11.
Better than
On
a
an
zero.
11.
Hey, it's better than average.
On an 11, you hear a voice come up, hear your words, that it's very, very convenient, very, very, he's getting so defensive, blah, blah, blah. The Lydia, the furbolg woman that you saw before, comes to you and goes,
Yeah, says Jay.
would you be defensive if your honor was in question? She is calm. She doesn't seem to necessarily be... Actually, just give me a persuasion, not a persuasion, a perception, to kind of gauge if you can know where she seems calm.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yeah.
Not much better. 4. This bitch.
There is no rage coming off of her. There is no hate towards you. It almost seems curious. Like, if your honor was in question, wouldn't you act the same?
If his honor was at risk here, I mean, if he's the honorable man that you say he is, he would bring this up directly with Sylvaris, not get the whole town involved here. I mean, this seems really defensive. It's almost like he needs to make a spectacle of it. Make a
Almost like
spectacle of all of you.
he's a crybaby. Crybaby.
Kaylin, I'm gonna give you a persuasion check with advantage, but because Virkin was kind of hyping you up, calling him a crybaby, I'm gonna give it now with disadvantage. So now it's a straight
Dang it.
roll.
Our persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I just couldn't. I have. He's just
I need luck to come back.
I
That's
think
better.
luck-
All right. 19.
19. On a 19, she goes, Elder Mist's honor was never in question. What is in question now is not his honor, but his word, absolutely and completely. We are not just looking at his honor, but his character in general now.
Not only that, you're looking at his identity.
He looks at, she looks at you, and you see a twitch in her eye as she says, I think I agree with you. The waters immediately start to have that anxiety through. She seems to be a big voice within this community, and you have made her question somebody that she has a lot of respect for. Her just her thoughts alone turn the waters into having a lot of trepidation and a lot of anxiety. Zentharia, make your next point.
I'm trying to remember what the last thing was he was talking about when he started before he started to cry.
He was talking about Zentharia, essentially that he watched Zentharia die. Of course that he is emotional. Of course he has a lot of rage towards you because who wouldn't be? Somebody who was supposed to be very, very well respected and is supposed to have a lot of power is now gone, and he blames himself essentially.
So I feel I can see that you actually may be upset about this. But what makes you so sure that who you saw was dead?
Okay, so throwing it back at him. Okay.
I mean, do you have proof of this?
He goes to you and goes, my word is proof enough. If I had anything left of him, I would have brought it back, but I do not. But my word is all that I need. He rolled a 10.
Okay.
So on that kind of move for whatever you want to say to him, say it, and then roll your persuasion.
So you expect others to believe your word that you couldn't pick up a child and bring them or take them somewhere if they were dead to be buried properly. You left them to rot in someplace. Did you ever tell anybody else about this where they could go search for a body or proof of the death?
Give me a persuasion roll. Remember, you do have inspiration.
Okay. Persuasion. Another nat 20 for 23.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
If you're I don't think I did that.
I think you passed it along. Just going to
Oh,
Kaylin,
Chad next, though.
have lots of anxiety. When you say that, do you have proof? Why would you not help him? Why not look for a body? Why not be this protector that you claim to be. Everybody knows that Eldermist claims to be a hero, a fighter, truly somebody that can take a hit, and yet he didn't even try to fight for Silvaris. He didn't go after Silvaris. He just was completely outclassed and just let Silvaris go. When you say that, everybody starts to think, I thought he was a hero. I've heard the stories. I've heard his stories. I thought he was a hero. We are secluded here. We have nothing but just his thoughts, what he says, what he... The waters start to turn from anxiety to rageful. You all see this, Silvaris, you don't. The waters go past that. They now turn from rage into waves. Off in the distance, you see the waves come. And the waters part. And there is a path. You notice everybody in the waters walk towards the path. And they follow it. All these furbolgs. As all of the furbolgs walk this path, Silvaris, you notice the tree sides open up into this congregation area. And furbolgs walk in and sit. And sit. Kaelin, Virkin, do you follow this path that they are all, or do you stay in the waters?
I think I follow.
Yeah.
Follow. Okay. You all follow. Everybody's
an appropriate distance.
The path goes, and they feel this congregation kind of fill up. Give me, Silvaris, give me an insight check at Eldermist.
Just a 9.
He seems cool. Seems he's just kind of he's hanging out. He's hanging out. He's just like, whatever will be will be. Everyone is quiet. You notice the furbolg's ears start to twitch, as if they hear something that Kaelin, Virkin, you don't hear. Silvaris, you hear it though. A voice. You know what? Actually, I'll give a option here. Kaelin, Virkin, give me a perception check. If you roll high enough, you can hear the trees and what they say. 3.
6.
I didn't hear shit.
Y'all didn't hear shit, but Silvaris, you hear it.
Do.
Liar. Lies. Lies. The trees are no longer singing. They are not humming. Words, real thoughts come from the trees. Lies. All the furbolgs start to repeat. Lies. 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 Everybody stares at Eldermist. He stands there as the podium grabs onto his wrists and turns from a place for him to speak his mind into a place where he is trapped. They bind his wrists as he stands there at this podium, unable to walk away. His feet still free, but he's unable. And he goes, and he looks at, he goes, no, I didn't lie. I had to. He starts, you see the weak man that he is, the cries and the tears start to come down his face as you've seen so many times. I saw him. He's not here. He's not here to guide us or protect us. He's here to tear us apart. I saw him. You hear everyone stop. The lies from the trees go soft. You still hear them, but they are almost mute. Everyone listens to him. Elder Mist goes, I saw that boy. That boy alone. No one could guide him. And they asked if I would. And I knew I couldn't, so I let him walk a path alone. And I'm proud of my choice. My instincts were nothing but right. I saw him stand where she stood. I saw where he took the vow. He was at the Wild Hunt's Hollow. And I will be damned if I let him take what was mine all along. He invoked the Wild Hunt in front of us all, in front of me. So I let him. I led him to the forest. When I saw the opportunity to let it take him, I did. His thoughts start to hum through the trees. It was for them. It was to protect them. Sylvaris. He is a monster. He is a wolf in sheep clothing. He is not here to protect us. It is lies. It is lies. He is the liar, not I. The trees hear, but do not listen. You see him start to sink into the wood. It's not like someone falling into sand. It is gruesome and vicious as the wood opens up and tears at him and brings him down. You can see the blood from his legs start to take down as he is like, no, I wanted to help. I wanted to protect this. The Living Grove needed me, please. As he starts to go down and scream for his life. As the wood comes to his chest, the words fall faint as he gasps for breath. He is now underneath the trees. There is no more Elder Mist. There's just a stain of blood on the wood that the tree reclaimed him. And on that note, we're just going to end our session here. On such a bright note with that music. It's such a... I love it because whenever we say something dark, I just get to play that. But guys, whoever's watching this, like, subscribe on YouTube. Feel free to message us individually. I don't give a shit. I don't care. They might. I don't care. You can message me. That's rude. I shouldn't put that out there. You'll have to find me on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook anymore. Anyways. Yeah. We'll see you.
Everyone else is on Facebook.
Yeah, everyone else is. You can text them. Not me. Fuck you guys. Nobody's watching this. It's fine. There's one guy that looks like a bot, so don't worry. Hey, mate, your energy and content are top notch, keeping me entertained. But other than that, tune in next time. Will our players go out and look for proof that Sylvaris is who he is? Are they going to find what the original song was that Sylvaris was supposed to have? Is Sylvaris the real Sylvaris? Or is he this man in name alone and not truly the one that was a traveler? We don't know. We'll just have to find out, and we'll find out next time. Sylvaris, Kaylin, who will sleep with anyone at the top, Virkin, the lover of curves. Y'all just say goodbye. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.